Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into an ancient story that asks a very, very modern question. What's the real price of landing a job?
So let's just jump right in with a tough one. It's a question many of us have to ask ourselves, right? Especially when we feel that intense pressure to land the job or to close the deal.
And you know what? The answer might just be hiding in a timeless folktale that, as you're about to see, feels more relevant today than ever before.
Our story kicks off with a man named Nasruddin. And, like so many of us at some point in our lives, he was desperately in need of work. After searching just about everywhere, he finally gets a lead. It's a potential opening as a bookkeeper for a merchant with, let's just say, a questionable reputation. But first, he had to pass a little test.
The merchant asked a seemingly simple question, just a basic math problem to see if Nasruddin was qualified. How much, he asked, is 2 plus 2?
But Nasruddin's answer wasn't about math at all. It was about survival. See, he understood the real question that was being asked. His response? How much do you want it to be? And boom, he was hired on the spot.
Okay, so what is going on here? Why is that seemingly absurd answer actually so wise? What's really happening beneath the surface?
Well, first, you have to understand, Nasruddin isn't just some random character. He is a legendary figure from Persian and Turkish folklore. And for centuries, his stories have been teaching these profound lessons, usually wrapped in a good bit of humor.
He's the perfect example of what's called the sacred fool archetype. That's a character who plays the fool to actually reveal a deeper truth, using comedy to cut right through all the pretense.
His reply wasn't just clever, it was a signal. It showed that he understood the unspoken job requirement, a willingness to bend the truth, to be complicit in whatever dishonesty was required.
And this brings us right to the heart of the story's conflict, that razor-thin edge between what we might call acceptable flexibility and outright fraud.
Now, the lesson here isn't that all compromise is bad. Of course not. Being flexible is a strength. Think about it. Adapting to a new process or learning a new skill. That's totally different from being asked to lie to a client that a feature is ready when you know it's not. One is teamwork, the other is fraud.
So this story isn't really telling us to avoid compromise altogether. It's urging us, almost shouting at us, to be intensely aware of what we're trading away for any given opportunity. So how do we take this piece of ancient wisdom and actually apply it to our modern lives? Well, on a personal level, it's about noticing when that feeling of desperation is driving your choices. Interpersonally, it's about supporting others and not exploiting their struggles. And professionally, it's about building workplace cultures where people don't have to make these kinds of awful compromises in the first place. It is so crucial, though, not to misinterpret this story. Desperation can certainly explain our choices, but it doesn't always justify them. There is a vital distinction between being adaptable and being unethical. Ultimately, this idea is echoed all over the place, in so many wisdom traditions. From the Buddhist concept of right livelihood to Sufi mysticism, the message is consistent. Our integrity is fundamental to who we are, not just something we do. And that brings us to the story's timeless warning. Nasruddin's situation, it highlights how pressure and desperation can make us incredibly vulnerable to exploitation by people who are all too willing to take advantage of that. So, the story leaves us with a final, powerful question. The next time you face a difficult choice, just ask yourself, what am I really being asked to trade for this opportunity? And is it worth the price?